Okay, hello. I'm going to do another background loop video. I'm going to create something new. So let's open up Photoshop and Ventuz. So I'll load that up in the background as well. So both apps are loading. I just close, so I don't need Steam open. I don't know what it automatically opens every time. So let's go. Come on, load. Right, so create a new canvas. I want it the height pretty big, so I'm gonna say 3840. Right. I want a massive canvas, and I'll do. So I'm gonna make a nice texture, a new layer. I'm gonna get the marquee tool. I'm gonna choose a nice neon color. I'm trying to make neon lights almost, but using a texture that we can loop. So it'll be like almost like a waterfall of neon lights. I'm hoping anyway. We'll see. See how it turns out. Okay, yellow, orange, yellow. Let's try that color. Now you could make each individual strip if you wanted, but I just want to make it a group. Now if I Control J, just that duplicates the layer, then I can create something like this. I can even change the scale so it's not exactly the same. And let's just flip it. There we go. Copy it again. Make it smaller maybe. Can have some small ones. Okay, Control U. Get some other colors in there maybe. That there, and then Control J. Have that be this one a bit smaller. When you're happy with that, with your neon look or your textures, kind of position it. We won't close Photoshop. We'll keep this just in case we need to go back and make changes to the texture. But for now, I'm just going to save it as a PNG on my desktop. I'll call this neons or something like this. Okay, that's all we need Photoshop for. Let's go into Ventuz, create a new project or start a new scene. Axes. Now if we go to our texture, which is on my desktop, I'll drag the file in, bam, and I'll change the lighting model to no light. Now we need some mesh geometry for it to sit on, so get a rectangle. Cool. You can scale this rectangle up if you want using the scale factor. And I'll just change the height on the Y. There we go. Looks cool. Now, a few options we want to do is change on the texture. I'm going to go into on the actual textures UV and change the 2D mapping UV0. So then this allows us to now animate this, and we want it to loop, so we want it to wrap, so change it to wrap, and there you go. Now we've got a nice texture. So you can go from 0, I believe 0 to 1. Yeah, 0 to 1. So if I click this button, I'll just press the first one, linear 1, pop the mover out, 0 to 1, but we want it 1 to 0. the other way around. We can change the duration, slow it down. There we go. What I'll do is just scale this up. Actually, I'll keep it like that size. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this. Position it to the side. And if you go to the offset, you can offset each one so it doesn't look identical. And then duplicate again. I'm just creating a almost like a rainfall. And then I'll offset this. There you go. Now you can spread these out if you want. If you can have some more spacing. There we go. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna group these under one axis. I want a back wall. Axes. I need a rectangle. So you can go geometry in the toolbox and the rectangle, or if you hit spacebar, you can just type in rectangle. As you start to type it in, it will appear. Let's scale this up. Yeah. There we go. We've got a nice wall, back wall. Now change the X, the size on the X. We'll move closer in so we won't have the top and bottom. So let's apply material to this. There we go. Change this to like Vong. Okay. You can play around with the specular and the roughness if you have a roughness map. I might change that later. Right now I'll change the specular color, just tone it down a tiny bit. Right now I've got default lighting, so it's not a problem, we'll change this after. So I'm going to duplicate this wall, and this will be our floor. So 90. Okay, and we want this to reflect into there, so let's get a mirror effect. Place it in front. Okay. So, where was I? Mirror. I'm gonna change this to full. Now, there we go. I had to reset that, and then need to rotate with the mirror. Now you can already see we got a nice reflection. If I group all of these together, now I can position this at a nice angle. Oh, I might actually scale the Z a little bit. And then zoom in. There we go. Now there's a little gap there that I want to close, so you can just move the mirror to the top of your tree. Now what's this? Why have I got a... it might be... Oh, there we go. It's just a scale. I had a gap, but I didn't scale it up enough. There we go. Now I can go into the... You can blur, choose how much blur you want by clicking on blur. So you can make it more blurry or more sharp. I don't like it like that. Make it a bit more. Right. Cool. Call this floor. Wall. You can start naming the elements if you want. Neon. It's a little waterfall we got. Now let's see if we can find a texture or something. PBRs. Free. There should be this one. CCO. Let's get a nice PBR. Browse assets. Kind of like that. Maybe that for the back wall. I don't know the 2K one. I don't need bigger than 2K. It's just gonna be HD anyway. Let's try that, and let's get something for the floor. I want something with a bit of alright. Do they do puddles? Puddles. I haven't spelled it right. No. Water. Or wet. Surface imperfections. Let's do this one. Okay, download that. Cool. On my desktop, what I'm gonna do actually, make a folder. On the whatever. I'm gonna put everything in there. I'm gonna unzip these in here. And just drag them in. Okay, I'll unzip the, actually I should make a new folder. Surface. Okay. And not track those in. So you got two variations in the normal map with that, so we'll see what it looks like. Okay. So what we could do is go to our floor. I don't know if it will work, but we'll see. Normal map. Default. Desktop. The Neo folder. This surface. And this surface imperfection. Yeah, it's not bad. You can play around with the mapping on the scale. Change the clamp to wrap. That's not bad. And I add base. Actually, I said decal instead. Decal. You can play around with that. And you can still change your base color if you want, so you can, it's quite cool. I'm happy with that. And yeah, I'm just gonna shift it up so it doesn't cut in too much. Maybe like that. There's like a LED neons or something. I don't know. And then the wall. So we've got a marble texture for the wall. So texture, base, marble. Okay, it's starting to look better. I'll fix the UVs in a second. Normal. What we got here? We've got displacement and roughness. I'll just use the normal and then the roughness. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is say inherit from above. Same inherit. This one from above. Inherit. So now just change the UV on one. Don't have to go into each one and edit. So as I scale this now, you'll see the other ones, the normal maps will scale with it. Make sure clamp is on the map. Yeah. Go rotate this and maybe minus 45. No, minus 35. Minus 40. Sent this a little bit darker. Specular, maybe apply that to the specular. Let's see if you can, it actually looks better. Yeah, it's not that big blob thing we had. Maybe instead of roughness. Okay, I like that. Nothing fantastic yet, but we just add some effects, like the glare, boom. Now you can play around with the how strong you want it. If I change the engine, let's see. Ah. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. It's got a lot more interesting. Let's put that back to specular. Affect the specular instead. The floor, I'm not sure what's going on with the floor here. Is it this one? What's this weird thing going on here? What's this weird patch? I have no idea. Let's put it back to... Yeah, let's put the engine back to standard. I'm not sure what was going on there, to be honest. Just reduced it so it's a little bit. There we go. I wonder if I'll just try something. I don't know. Doesn't look bad. Whoa. Looks cool anyway. Okay. I just added some additional effects. What happens if I add some more bloom in there? More bloom. Oh, wrong slider. Got like a kind of dreamy look there. Now where it says shadow maps, if you select all those materials, click on the shadow options. Oh, you can't do it, you have to do one at a time, unfortunately. Let's turn on the... Don't check that. Okay, apologies for interruptions. Okay, so as I change the material, I'll turn the simple class shader, uncheck that, and I'll do the same on each one. Okay, so we're gonna click, I'll just do fade, just uncheck, and then you can see now we get a nice shadow from the alpha, rather than it just being a rectangle. Let's do the last one. There we go. If you want, you can increase that resolution. Like 4K shadow. You can play around with some of the slope if you want. Or the filters. See what happens. I don't know. But yeah, that's cool anyway. Yeah, happy with that. Let's see if I can put a camera in, see what I can get. Another camera. What camera? I'm just gonna mess around with the view. Well, that's quite, you know, I guess you can get all kinds of looks with the camera. I think on the distortion I want a bit more. And then I'll just make that wall bigger. Bring it closer. Actually, I like that. I don't like this look. The shadow, I'll just reduce the amount, make it a little bit more subtle, Kind of like that. I'll just duplicate this just out of interest. Push it behind. Actually, I like that. That sounds just a bit more. That looks kind of cool. Can't even roll the camera. That's looking actually cool. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna leave it here. So I'll render this off, make it available. Okay. Thank you again. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.